Hey, hello everyone. How are you? My name is Nila. You may know me as Nimi as well. Welcome to this call with Nilofer Safdar. And Nilofer doesn't need any kind of introduction whatsoever. If you have been in Access, you should have heard about Nilofer. So let's skip the intro and go straight into the call and get some juicy stuff to create magic. How does it get any better than this? Hey,
Um,
Nilofer, how are you doing today?
I'm great.
You look great.
I'm
You're
excited to,
really
yeah, thank you. I'm excited to be on the other side today for a change.
fantastic. I'm excited to be here today with you, having a grand and giggly conversation as usual.
As usual. I love talking to you.
Cool, me too. Okay, tell us about your topic. The topic is really interesting. I'm very curious to hear the background story.
There is no background story. Actually, there is. So I had a totally different topic in mind, and for some reason, I just could not, write about it on the web pages or, whatever, just could not get through. And I remember talking to you also, and I had not scheduled it as well. And what happened was that I was about to actually write it down when I got Daniel's package. So my package was or my topic was the universe is talking. Are you listening? Right. And initially, when I came up with it, it had a lot of energy. But as we kept going through the summit, it didn't have that much juice in it. So the moment I saw Daniel's package, it was called "Your Body is Talking." Are you listening? I looked,
Okay, so
I
you
looked
had
at it.
already tapped into it.
Yeah, I looked into it and I said, no way, I cannot now have this as a topic. So I have to come up with a totally new topic. And at the same time, I was aware of so many different elements of creating magic, and it that was so much more juicy to me. And so when I actually saw Danielle's package, I said, oh, this is not my topic. My topic is something different in which I have to talk about those elements of magic. And kind of I ended up creating this totally new topic. So I'd like to actually give the definition of a ninja, and then I'd like to give the definition of a mage, and then go with uh, how it all ties down in my topic,
Yeah.
right? Uh, so a, a ninja was a covert agent or mercenary in feudal Japan. So the
Okay.
functions of the ninja included espionage, sabotage, infiltration, assassination, and
Wow.
guerrilla warfare.
Right.
And so, in other words, it was a ninja was a warrior basically, right? And I the elements that I have that I'm going to talk about today are, kind of that energy of a warrior, right? So being willing to do anything and everything, right? And then a mage is basically a practitioner of paranormal magic,
Uh-huh.
right? And so these are the words which actually just popped into my awareness, and I just made that into a topic, and then I have some really juicy stuff to share within that topic.
So ninja and mage together, what exponential expansion can you create?
Exactly,
Okay.
right.
Cool.
So basically, uh, to be a warrior of magic is, you have to be willing to be, do, have, create, and generate magic and with anything and everything. And you have to be willing to have create and generate magic 24 by 7. And there are a few elements that I would like to talk about, which would kind of uh, help you in going there. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
And so the first one is a very simple element which we all use all the time in access consciousness. And the element is an access clearing statement, right? So what do I mean by this is that whatever you would like to create, you ask a question about it, and then you add the clearing statement to it, and you can actually keep saying it over and over again, or like Gary says, say it 30 times a day for the next 30 days or a year, or for your entire lifetime, depending on that. Because at some point I am going to use this clearing statement, but what I wanted to talk to you about is, what if you were willing to actually create loops with these clearing statements, and play it on a loop all the time? And I have been creating so much magic with these clearing loops. It's been just phenomenal. So I look at whatever it is I want to create, and I just have a simple program in my smartphone. I have an iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, you can use a program called VRP7. Or if you have any other device, you can search a recording program and just record your loops. So what I love about the VRP7 is that you can record any clearing in that, and then you can just play, and it just keeps looping and it keeps playing all the time. And I know that I shared this in one of the other interviews. We were no, let me tell you a different story. So I was on a trip to Europe, and while flying back, I was alone. And while flying back, I actually missed my flight in Turkey. And it was really important for me to come to Abu Dhabi on that day, because at night I was flying to India. So if I had not been able to reach Abu Dhabi on that day, I would have missed my flight to India. And so when I stood there, it just, like, in this quote unquote reality, it just seemed to be so impossible. So after being in the trauma and drama for 15-20 minutes, I suddenly realized, oh, I can just record my loop here. So I just, pulled out my iPhone and I recorded a loop, and I just started playing it. And within half an hour, I got rerouted to a flight going to Dubai. And then I called up my husband, and he kind of came to Dubai and picked me up. So what's my point? This is such a simple tool, we all know this tool. And how much are you actually using this tool? So like, when I am facilitating people, or when I'm coaching people, I tell them this. I tell them, you can wake up in the morning and you can look at everything that you would like to create in the day. And what if you were willing to just, record that as a loop and play it all the time? And you will find so many things just falling in place as if by magic. So you have to be, like I said, what can you be, do, have, create, generate, and institute in order to be that magic 24 by 7, right? So use whatever tools you have with you and play with it. Okay. And I know you use clearing loops as well, right?
I do quite a lot.
Lot.
Yeah. And it runs in my PC, in my iPad, and in my iPhone.
Yeah, I have it running in multiple devices as well. And I've really seen, when you are playing these clearing loops, like very specific to do with specific things, and oftentimes what I do is I'll have a number of loops playing in my laptop, right? So I keep my iPhone for kind of the emergency loops, like that thing which I have to do right now.
Okay.
And then I keep my laptop where I have a playlist in iTunes where all the loops keep playing. And
Mhm.
so a lot of things, I actually put it there and I just forget about it until, 2-3 months down the line, I realized, oh, I had created that loop and this started to happen.
Okay.
The other thing is that, like, you all are aware that we've been having a few technical glitches with the Zoom service, and so I created a clearing loop for it, and I started playing it after the second day or something. And even though somebody gave me an awareness that maybe it could be entities, I just knew it wasn't entities. So after playing it for about a day, I suddenly realized that when I was doing 2 interviews back to back, the second interview was not going all that great in terms of technology. So I said, oh, maybe I just need to reboot my computer, restart my computer. And that's it. Since then, since I've started restarting my computer after every interview, bang, the technology is working perfectly. So again, these are like little examples of how I've been using these clearing loops to actually create everything that I desire and to create a greater possibility for me, right? So this is one of the simplest tools, and maybe if you're not using it, it's time to use it, right?
Yeah, I think if you are in Access, you are almost obsessed with clearing statement, isn't it? You can't live without it. It becomes your second nature.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I would doubt if anybody is not using it, but insisting or I mean, expressing your experience would, of course, inspire other people to use it more.
Even more.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now you come to all those ninja magic tricks. Okay. So this is like one of the simple ones. And because it's so effective, I just wanted to talk about it a lot. So when I first did my first level 2 and 3, which is now a COP, Choice of Possibilities class, Gary spoke about something. And when he spoke about it, every cell in my body started to buzz. Okay. And he said that we all function at a 10% capacity. And he didn't say that we don't function at the remaining 90% capacity, but he said something very interesting. He said we are not functioning at a 990% capacity. So basically, what we have is that we have available a 990% of us that we are not willing to use.
Mm.
And we are content to just function at a 10% level, right? And he said that people like Oprah Winfrey or who's the guy of Virgin Airlines,
Branson,
uh,
Richard Branson.
like Richard Branson, these people function at about a 15% capacity. So
Oh,
at a
just 15.
yeah,
Okay.
just 50. So at a 15% capacity, they're considered as extraordinary, and
Yeah.
they are considered to be living like an extraordinary life, right? So can you imagine that if we were to function at a 990% level, what would be available to us?
Mm-hmm.
What would be available to us is that life would be too easy, everything would be too you would not have any relationship issues, money issues, you would not have any issues, and you would actually function as a god-like being.
Of course. So the question is, are you willing to be God,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. So, what if you had more capacity than you are willing to have, right?
Mhm.
And that is a godlike capacity. And I'll talk a little bit more about this a little bit later when I talk about something else, right? And so at that point, Gary actually gave an energy, space, and consciousness clearing. And the clearing was, what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the 990% of you truly be with total ease for all eternity? And
Okay.
everything that doesn't allow it, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the 990% of you truly be with total ease for all eternity? And everything that doesn't allow it, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong,
Yes.
good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the 990% of you truly be with total ease for all eternity? And everything that doesn't allow it, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong,
Yes.
good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And so, because the cells of my body started buzzing when he said this,
Mm.
I actually, started running this clearing every day. I mean, I may not have said it 30 times a day or something, but I at least said it one time, once a day in the morning when I went for my morning walk. And what I started to notice was that all this magic started to show up in my life. And
Mm.
so I've always remembered that as one of those, ninja tricks to create magic in life, right? So whatever you do, don't use it.
I can sense it in my body already. I think you're creating bees now through your
Okay, let's have ninja beasts now instead of mages.
Okay, go on. This is getting really interesting.
So, like, you might want to use it 30 times a day for the next 30 days, for the next 1 year, or, maybe for the rest of your life. You never know what might show up, right?
We might create a new planet.
Oh, yeah, we are creating a new planet.
Go on.
Okay, cool. The next part of it is, capacities and talents and abilities. Okay. So, talents and abilities are those things that you can actually define, right? So, what you can define is like, I want to learn to sing or to dance, so all these are definable things, right? Whereas a capacity is actually an energy, and it is not something that you can define,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm. It's a
Right?
good one. Mm.
Right? And so what you do is you kind of, so let me run a few clearings here. So what capacity are you refusing that you truly could be choosing, that if you would change it, that if you would choose it, would change all realities and all non-realities, and manifest as everything in your life working amazingly and more life than you had ever had before? And everything that is times godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Of course, yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So capacities are actually anything that you can do or be that will change anyone or anything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have to be willing to do is ask, what capacity do I have here? Or what capacity do I have that will change this? Or what capacity do I have that will alter what's going to show up here
Mm.
in any situation? Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
again, these are energies. So if you ask for a capacity, you will actually get an energy. And I remember, being in a lot of classes with Gary, and Gary kind of would say, don't ask me what capacities you have,
Mm.
because you are not willing to know what capacities you have.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't discover your capacity by yourself, and somebody tells you that you have this capacity, you will actually fight that person on that, and you will actually dismiss that.
Okay.
So So what capacities do you have that you're not acknowledging? And everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyond. So again, what capacity are you refusing that you truly could be choosing? That if you would choose it, it would change all realities and all non-realities and manifest as everything in your life working amazingly and more life than you have ever had before. Everything that is times godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So when you actually start discovering your own capacities, where you want to go is, how can I use this capacity to my advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the conversation of capacities. Right?
Okay.
Now, let's talk about something that I love, which is another fun one, and that is the 9 trannies. So a lot of people who have done foundation before have actually heard of the 9 trannies. And basically, the 9 trannies are the 9 kind of, these are like the capacities that you have, right? And these are, I'm just going to say it out really fast, and I'm not really going to explain it much. But what I would invite you to do is actually take each one of those and explore this. So what do I know about this? And where do I have this that I'm not acknowledging? Right? So the 9 trannies are transformation, transfiguration, transmigration, transmutation, transpiration, transsexualness, translocation, transliteration, and transmogrification. Okay. So again, I'll probably put these in the notes so you can have access to these. So again, my invitation is to take each one of these energies and just be and wonder. I wonder, what is transformation? And then the next one would be, I wonder, what do I know about transformation? And then the next one would be, I wonder, where am I being transformation that I'm not acknowledging? And then the next one would be, I wonder, what would it take for transformation to show up in my life? Or what would it be like if I were to be transformation? And as you start playing around with this, you will start to have different awarenesses, different insights about each one of these. And then you can also run the energy, space, and consciousness clearings with them. What energy, space, and consciousness can I in my body be to be the transformation I truly be 24/7 with total ease for all eternity? So you want to ask for these 24/7. So for a lot of people, these trannies actually show up in case of emergency. When the child is caught under the car and then the granny is able to lift the car, those kind of emergencies. So we are willing to be the 9 trannies in emergencies, but we are not willing to have them 24/7. And it's really not a how, it's more that you can be that, right? So it's like when you catch yourself being that 9 tranny, that's when you go, okay, I'd like to have more of that, please. Right? Have you ever, so let me share some of the 9 trannies, and I'm sure everyone has experienced this, right? So have you ever kept something somewhere and then you go there and you can't find it?
Oh, of course, a lot of times.
A lot of times, right? So that's one of the 9 trannies, that is one of the, so I I'm really not so great at that telling you the name of the tranny, but it's that capacity you have to make things appear and to make things disappear.
Mm.
Like literally, I remember the first time I did foundation, and I had a stack of plates like this, like 12 plates. I disappeared them, right? And I absolutely could not find them. And they turned up in some clothes cupboard.
Wow.
Right? And how many times have we had keys disappear and things like that, So when something like that happens is you have to acknowledge, okay, great, I created that. And what would it take for more of that to show up? And then you talk to that thing and then ask it to come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm.
So just recently I had some visitors, and she called me after she left, and she said, I think I've forgotten my watch at your place, and it's my favorite watch. Can you tell me it's there? So I searched throughout the house, I couldn't find it. And so I just told her, how these things disappear and then they show up later. So don't worry about it. It'll come back. So I started speaking to the watch and I said, can you please come to me? The next day, in my room, on my cupboard, I see the watch, and it's almost like the watch was pulling me and talking to me and telling me, hey, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. So first, I thought that maybe, the watch had disappeared and appeared, and, that from the cupboard. And then later, my husband told me that, I found it there, and so I put it there. So because I had spoken to the watch and I told the watch to come find me, the watch actually pulled me and spoke to me and said, hey, I'm here.
Right. Very interesting.
Right?
Yeah. Sorry. I just wanted to add one thing here. Probably you have some awareness about that as well. I used to disappear. I used to make things disappear quite a lot as well. Okay. I used to make that very, very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure many listeners can probably identify, resonate with this.
Yes.
And then I started asking the question. After I came to access. Of course, I came to know that, or came to recognize that as a capacity. Then I started asking, how can I use it to my advantage rather than to disadvantage? By losing things. Then really, people who used to bother me started disappearing from work.
I love that.
Anyone who bothers me, they disappear from my life and from my work as well. So I just wanted to add that here, because many times we make our capacities as a wrongness.
Yeah, most of the time we make our capacities as a wrongness.
Yeah.
Like most people, who have capacities with entities are scared of entities. So these are the people to whom entities appear and who have this intense awareness about entities, right? And they're like, oh my God, I'm so scared, I'm so scared, I'm so scared, I'm shit scared of entities, and I don't want them, and go away and all that. And then you start to use the tools, and then you acknowledge your capacities with entities, and then you start using it to your advantage. So that's like a perfect example. That's like a great example of that question: how can I use this capacity to my advantage?
Yeah.
Like I used to do this a lot, like disappearing things and all. And now I've become really good at recalling it,
Bringing them back.
Yeah. And the other thing I found really interesting was that when sometimes like jewelry used to disappear, especially like stones. Stones have this consciousness, and when they disappear, it's like, their job with you is over. So they like will go away, right? So what you can do is you can actually ask questions about it, and then you can gift that stone to someone in your family.
Right. Okay.
right? Like you can gift it to your daughter or your mother or your sister or someone, and you can tell them, hey, I'm gifting this stone to them. And
Mm-hmm.
if that stone has a job with that person, it will appear.
Okay. I
And
see.
and
That's
and
interesting.
yeah, and even more fun than that is that then you can continue to wear that jewelry, but
Mm-hmm.
it belongs to the other person
Right.
energetically.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
So I discovered this, when I bought a pair of diamond earrings, and I found that, really bizarre, strange things were happening in a really weird and wonky way, with it. So somebody said, maybe this diamond doesn't suit you.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom said, here, I had bought those earrings with my earnings. I wasn't married at that point of time. So my
Mm-hmm.
mom said, here's this money, and I'm buying them from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
bought it, and then she gave it to me to wear. And then when I
That's
wore it, it was perfectly okay.
very interesting. Okay. Good
So,
technique.
so I
Hmm.
tell a lot of people this, when you have jewelry disappear, just give it to somebody and then it'll show up again.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So
Hmm.
that's with the 9 trannies.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday in Ratandeep Singh's interview, he was talking about one of the 9 trannies, which is transliteration. So
Mm-hmm.
transliteration is the ability to speak and understand languages when you have not learned them consciously in this lifetime. So he was talking about one lady who was traveling in a flight, and she she could hear 2 Japanese women talking in her mother tongue. So
Mm-hmm.
she was an Indian lady, and her language was Punjabi. And
Mm-hmm.
she said that she could hear the two of them speaking in Punjabi.
Mm-hmm.
And when she went near them, it was like they were speaking in Japanese, but she could
Yeah.
hear them and understand
Mm-hmm.
uh, them in Punjabi,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Mm.
So so just a lot of different ways of playing with these 9 trannies,
Mm-hmm.
and be willing to use them to your advantage, right?
Okay. Yeah.
uh, okay, and so again, the clearing: what energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be to be the 9 trannies 24 by 7 with total ease for all eternity? And
Okay.
everything that doesn't allow it, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right,
Yes.
wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So again, this was one of the things in the level 2 and 3 as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I was, running that 990%, and I was running this 9 trannies clearing as well, and
Mm-hmm.
it just created so much fun for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So there is a question from Jackie. Would you like to take the question?
Sure.
So, what are your recommendations when one loses favorite necklace with beautiful stones that looked elegant on me?
Okay. So truth, Jackie, did you disappear it?
I don't see a response yet.
Yep.
Can
Do you
can
want
she
to do you want
talk?
to come live on the call and speak with us? Do you want to speak?
He says, "I guess so." Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So
yes.
hold on. I will just make you a panelist. So you will, just join us as a panelist, and we can talk to you. Hi, Jackie.
Jackie,
Hold
we
on.
can't hear you.
Okay. Hi.
Still can't hear you.
All the way from Canada.
Yes, good.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi from Canada.
Hello.
Okay. So truth. Did you disappear the necklace, or did the necklace go away on its own?
I'm getting a sense that it's saying its job is done.
Okay. Okay. So can you make somebody else the owner, like your daughter or someone?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
I
just
never thought of that.
yeah. So just tell your daughter, hey, you know what? Take this necklace belongs to you, and then you talk to the necklace and ask it to show up again.
Well, it's lost, as in it was in my vehicle and my vehicle was burglared, so it's stolen technically. I haven't lost it, sorry.
Yeah.
It's stolen.
So are you willing are you willing to be the magic?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what if none of that really mattered?
Exactly. Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
none of that really mattered, and you could ask it to show up,
Beautiful. Thank you.
right?
I'll do that. I'll do that.
So have fun with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hey. Thanks for asking, Jackie. Thanks for your participation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, go on with your other tools now.
Okay, hold on. Let me just look at my little thing. Okay. So remember I spoke about being godlike,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So there were two movies that I have seen recently,
Mm-hmm.
which have created left almost a lasting impression on me.
Uh-huh.
And the first movie is Lucy,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and the second movie is Limitless.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen either of those?
I've seen Limitless, not Lucy.
Okay. So I actually didn't see Limitless right from the beginning, but I kind of saw it in the end.
Uh-huh.
And I guess it was all about him taking those pills when he had those enhanced capacities,
Absolutely, yeah.
right? So being godlike is having those kind of capacities,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
So when you are godlike,
Mm.
and I really recommend this to everyone, please go and watch the two movies. Watch Lucy and watch Limitless.
Mm-hmm.
And what if that is where we are headed?
Mm-hmm. If we acknowledge our capacity.
Exactly. What if that is what is available to us?
Absolutely.
So when
Actually,
we
go on.
no, go ahead, ask.
So I had a question actually. What if magic becomes normal, and what would it take for us to choose more magic so that it becomes normal? Once upon a time, talking to someone over a distance was supposed to be magic, supposed to be impossible, and now it's nothing. Okay, so like that, what would it take for magic to become normal on planet Earth, and what contribution can we all be? So I wanted to know your awareness on that. Are we? And you just said we are heading towards
Exactly,
that.
exactly. So what if who we are is that?
That, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And we have actually forgotten that. And we have actually put all these limitations in our being to stop us from being that.
Mm. Yeah.
Because if
So,
we are that, if we be that, we are phenomenal, but we don't want to be more than anyone else. So we
absolutely.
keep ourselves normal, average, and real,
Mm.
instead of choosing that godlike capacity.
So, what is your suggestion for people who have capacity but are afraid to acknowledge and use it, or be godlike?
Yeah. So if you're afraid, then again, it's a choice. You can choose to be in fear, or you can let go of the fear, and you can choose to be that. You can choose to be the 9 trannies. You can choose to be the 90% of you, or something else that I'm going to talk about right now.
Okay.
So a lot of people who've done the Access 3-day body class, there is a body process for increasing your brain capacity.
Absolute magic.
Absolute magic, right? So
Yes,
literally,
absolute.
that thing that both of them in Lucy and in Limitless had was that their brain capacity expanded, their brain capacity increased. So right now, again, we are functioning at a 10% level, right? So when you start increasing your brain capacity, that's when all of those things become available to you. And the body process is actually, I'm just going to say the body process, but in order to learn it, you will have to go to a 3-day body class. But I can give you a few questions to play around with that. So the body process is actually increasing your brain capacity to 90% of brain capacity. So Gary doesn't really go to 100% brain capacity, but he speaks about 90% brain capacity, right? So for me, when I saw these two movies, and I saw Lucy and I saw Limitless, the cells in my body were buzzing and I had goosebumps, and I said, oh my God, wow, that is what is available to us. That is what we can choose. And that is really where we are headed, right? So the more we keep choosing 90%, the more we are choosing 9 trannies, the more we are choosing to increase our brain capacity, we are heading there, right? So what I find myself doing these days is I kind of deconstruct the questions. And so, if I have something interesting going on in my life, I may say something like, if I was functioning at 90% brain capacity, what would and could show up? Or if I were functioning at 90% brain capacity, what choices would I have? What possibilities would be available to me? What contribution could I be? Right?
Amazing. Very good questions.
And also, you could use any of the others as well. If I was functioning at 90% of me, who would I be? What would I be? Where would I be? How would I be? Do you remember the ending of the movie Limitless?
Yes, yeah, I do. He becomes a senator or something, isn't it?
Yeah. So this guy, he actually he's running for the post of senator, and he used to work for a pharmaceutical company. And he actually rose from being a really mediocre salesperson to one of the superstars because he started taking those pills, right? And so his boss, he discovers that he was taking those pills. So he shows up at his place and he says, I'm going to give you money for your campaign. And, we do a handshake. So I scratch your back, you scratch my back. So I know what your secret is, that you're taking all these pills or whatever. And then in the future, when I require it, you're going to return the favor to me, And he refuses. So the guy is trying to blackmail him, okay? And the scene is, they're standing on the road and he's about to get into the car. And then this guy, the person who has more brain capacity, he says, that taxi, he's really distracted and whatever. And he says something, and then the taxi has an accident. And then he turns around and he tells his ex-boss, he says, do you think that today I'm still at the effect of those pills? Do you think I still need those pills to be this? I have actually become it now. So what if we didn't have to take those pills?
Exactly.
And what if the pills that were available to us is actually choosing this? Right? And what if you were willing to be the 90% of you? What if you were willing to have 90% brain capacity and function? What if you were willing to be the 9 trannies? And I wonder what would actually show up in your life then.
Wow, that's really expansive. Good questions. I'm going to be using.
Have been
I'm
playing around
creating
with
more. A lot more.
So,
Okay, so go on.
no, carry on. Ask.
There is a question again.
Yes.
Would you do? This is from Bhavna. Bhavna, would you like to join the call? Yes. Can you make her as panelist?
Yep.
And Jackie is asking, what is the brain capacity clearing? I suppose you will be giving that in the notes, isn't it?
There's no brain capacity clearing as such. It's just the question, if I were functioning at 90% brain capacity and function, what would my life be like?
Yeah. So and you can probably add everything that doesn't allow that, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Just try yeah. That's a hack. Okay, we've got Bhavna. Hi, Bhavna. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. Where are you from?
I'm from India. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Go on with your question.
Okay. First thing I want to ask is like, what is the difference between willing and doing?
Sorry?
Like she said, what's the difference between willing and doing?
Willing and doing?
Yeah.
So what do you know?
Yes. Willing is just sitting and imagining.
Really?
Okay. You got me.
Willing is just being I really don't have any other word. Do you have a word?
Can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so Bhavna, are you willing to get up from your chair?
Yes.
So you're open to get up from the chair. So you have the choice, yeah, with that. And you are willing to make that choice. But you are not getting up from the chair.
Okay.
So getting up from the chair is doing. And being open to get up from the chair is willing.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Go on. Go on with your next question.
That was brilliant. I was like...
You were somewhere in creating ninjas, so you can't come down.
Well, I created you to answer it.
Yeah, exactly. You put that in my head to channel. Okay, go on. Go on with your next question, Bhavna.
Okay. The thing is like now the thing is like you cleared it up, the difference between willing and doing, but still doing is getting very difficult for me. Even right now when she said like being a 990%, I'm willing to be that, but when it comes to doing, a resistance is coming, like maybe a doubt or something like that. I am not sure, but doing is really getting very difficult for me.
So when you if you are willing for something, does it mean that you have to do right away?
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Willing is you are open to it, and you will do whenever you do it.
And you don't have to do it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
That's cool. We are creating more giggles in the universe.
Yeah, that's clearing up a lot of things.
Great. Do you have any
Fantastic.
But
question?
like, what other questions can I ask
About what?
uh, about the doing? I don't want to. No, it's okay.
So, so everywhere you are being the doo-doo head of this universe, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes,
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online, shorts, boys, and beyond. When you are being, the doing flows from it.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Yeah.
So in this reality, it functions from I have to do this, this, and this, and this, right?
yeah,
And that's so. Is that where you are stuck in this reality?
yes,
So would you be willing to unstick yourself?
yes,
Okay. So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So, what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to create a reality beyond this reality with total ease for all eternity? And everything that doesn't allow it, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online, shorts, boys, and
Yeah.
beyonds. And you might want to run that clearing, everywhere I'm being the doo-doo head of this reality. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Like run it 30 times a day for the next 1 year.
Yeah, I will.
So thank you, Bhavna.
Thank you. Cool. Thanks
Thank you.
for playing.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so someone else is asking, has Bhavna asked about willing or being?
Yes, she has
I think,
asked.
yeah. So,
So,
okay, go on. Dear.
so when you are willing to be godlike, you are willing to have 90% of you. You're willing to be the 9 trannies. You are willing to have 90% brain capacity and function. And it does not mean that you're going to have it right away, and you might have glimpses of it. And if you keep asking for it, ask and you shall receive is the law of the universe. So what if you were to keep asking for it, and what if you were not to make it significant, or what if you were not to make it a necessity, and what if you could just play with it? That's what I love about all this, because it's so huge. You cannot really make it and solidify it and stick it with you somewhere. You just have to play with it.
Absolutely, yeah.
What if you could like giggle and have fun with it, basically.
Cool. Right. So, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think everyone has unique magic?
What do you know? What do you know?
Sometimes I look at people and they say something, and I think, oh my God, that's so unique, and it comes so naturally to them. And they think, especially with my husband, he's extremely good at seeing things in different perspective totally, and he thinks everyone sees it. And he sometimes says, this is how it is, isn't it? I said, no, we don't see that. It's so unique, and you can see that. It doesn't mean that we all can see that. So I just wonder whether everyone has their unique key to consciousness and unique capacity, unique magic. So
Yeah.
what is your awareness? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, all of us, we have different thumbprints.
Yeah.
Each thumb or each finger is unique. It has a unique print.
Unique. Yeah.
So in one being, you have 10 fingers and 10 feet. So even you have your footprints. So we have like 20 unique things already.
Correct. Yeah.
So you think you wouldn't have hundreds and thousands of unique things?
Mhm.
or capacities
Exactly. Yeah.
which nobody else has.
Mm.
And that is why there is no other person in this universe who is exactly the same as you.
Mhm.
Because you have your unique energies, you have your unique capacities.
Mm.
And so that is why when you are being you,
It
you
creates total magic for everyone, isn't
yeah, with another person around, you cannot have competition because it's not a level playing field.
it? Mm.
You can only out create you.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what if
That's
you were willing to ask every day, what unique capacities do I have that I'm not acknowledging?
exactly. And then we are willing to have that unique capacity, and that's so unique that nobody can't replicate it. And you could probably make loads of money with it, isn't it? Because everything is yours. Your capacity is so unique in the world, and use it your
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what if you what if you did not even go there, and what if you were to go, if I were functioning as 90% of me, what would my money reality be like?
Mhm. Yeah,
I,
you
I
don't have to see this as a means. Yeah.
yeah, I wonder what your what would show up, like that guy in Limitless. Did he really require his ex-boss to give him a funding? No, he could absolutely create the money for whatever he required from wherever.
Absolutely.
When
Can
you are
become.
functioning at a 90% brain capacity and function, would you
Mhm.
ever have a money problem?
Mm.
No, life would be
You can
total
be
ease.
money. Yeah.
You would be money, and money would show up whenever you wanted it to show up.
Absolutely. Okay. So I think we are kind of nearing completion, but I would like to ask you something definitely before we go. So, without fighting the war, how can you contribute to world peace?
By
What
choosing
can
more
we be?
consciousness.
Yeah, what can we be?
Yeah.
What
So if
contribution can we be?
so if you were choosing to be 90% of you, would there be wars?
Mhm. So, do you think it starts with one person?
It's you making that choice to be that,
Mm.
and to keep choosing that and keep asking for that.
Okay, so what more awareness can we all have? What if world peace becomes normal? Now it looks like we need magic and miracle for world peace. But what if we choose?
Yeah. And what if, everything was the opposite of what appears to be, and nothing was the opposite of what appears to be? So we look at, whatever is going on all around us, and we all are going into the doom and gloom and the trauma and drama. But what is going on behind the scenes that we cannot see yet?
Mhm.
So would you be willing to see that? Would you be willing to have that awareness?
Okay. So what's beyond all this, and what is this creating for the future?
Exactly. So before we end, I want to actually talk about something really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So for all our listeners, I have created something called as the Magic Package, and
Mm-hmm.
you can buy all the recordings of all the interviews. Now, there is something really cool in there, which, if you have not noticed yet, I'm going to point it out to you. Okay. So, number one, I have clearing loops about becoming 990% of you.
Whoa.
Uh,
Oh.
yeah. And,
Okay.
and I have a clearing loop. Like when you sign up for the summit, you got a clearing loop called Activate Your Magic. So with the package, I have another clearing loop, which is Advanced Activate Your Magic. So there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of yummy, juicy clearings in there for
Mm-hmm.
activating your magic. right? And there is a call that I'm going to do, which is called vibrational compatibility with gold.
Nice. Tell me about it.
So, a few years back, Gary had a video about vibrational compatibility with money, gold, silver, and precious stones. And I used that clearing, and within a week, my mom gifted me a diamond set.
Uh-huh.
Right? So
Okay.
what if
If I use, will you give me that diamond set?
what if you could create your own diamond set? I wonder who can give.
Oh, I want that.
So if you would like to be vibrationally compatible with gold, that is a clearing which is included. Now, here is the most yummy part of it. So, this summit has been for 8 or 9 days, and we've had these intense conversations, 3 or 4 in a day. And then what happens is that you go in your daily life and you kind of forget it. But what if you could you could have magic in action? So I've created a really special bonus for all the people who buy the magic package. And this is called 30 days of magic in action. And basically what this is going to be is I've invited a few of my friends to play with me in this. And we're going to have a Facebook group. It's going to be a private Facebook group. And every day, either I or one of my friends, magical friends, is going to pop in the group with a Facebook Live video and is going to share with you 1 to 5 tools for being, living, and creating magic.
Excuse
So
me.
every single day you have a few tools to play with. So over a period of 30 days, you would have tools every day to play with.
So you would have become a ninja mage.
Exactly. So here's my invitation to you. Get the magic package so that you can have all these yummy, juicy bonuses along with all the amazing, amazing interviews. I mean, each one of them has been so phenomenal. Each one of them has been so amazing that it's just been super, super, super awesome.
Where can they find the link for this and how much does it cost?
It's $97 and you can find the link everywhere. You can find it on the replay page. You will find it in the emails that I send out. It's also in the Facebook group. It's called the Magic Package.
Okay,
yes,
so
how does it get any better?
Bought it.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. So thank you everyone for being on this call today and for being on the whole summit and for contributing your energy, your magic to the summit. And thank you. I'm just so grateful. And thank you, Neela,
for being with us on the call. With you to play.
How did I get so lucky to have you?
That was so fun, as usual.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're not in the Facebook group, please go join the Facebook group because I might just pop in every day and do a little Facebook Live or something. I'm kind of addicted to
little ninja magic.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Nilofer, and thanks everyone for playing with us and for creating magic.
Absolutely. You are magic, be it.
Yeah, share with us. We will catch up with you on Facebook, perhaps.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.